Today, I'm going to be playing Universe Sandbox and answering 10 very stupid questions that literally no one has ever asked before about space. Let's get into it. So our first question is, can you actually nuke Mars to make it more habitable, or at least more suitable for life? Let's have a look. So the first thing I did is load up a simulation of the solar system and then zoomed in on Mars. Now what we can do is just slow down time so we can actually see what we're doing, and I basically placed a few asteroids down and pointed them at the poles, as that's where Elon plans to nuke Mars. And obviously we don't have nukes in this game, so I just use asteroids. But as you can see, these asteroids are making quite an impact on Mars when they enter. And yeah, it looks like there's lots of little fragments getting shot out. As you can see, there's quite a big crater at the top there, some black spots across the surface. And then what I did now is I sped up time, and actually look, it actually kind of worked. Mars now actually has lots of more ice on it. So, I mean, I guess it didn't have water from that specific impact, but hey, it generated a lot more ice, which I guess we could farm into water. So hey, that's pretty cool. The next dumb idea is to try and put every single planet in the solar system in the habitable zone, which is basically the zone where life can form and where Earth is. Let's see what happens to the solar system. Will Earth survive? Well, let's find out. So I sort of sped up this process here in the editing, but basically what I'm doing is I'm moving all of the planets from their orbits into the habitable zone, which is that little green spot right there, and jamming all these planets into this tiny spot wasn't exactly a good idea. As you can see, they're all here now, but actually the gravitational pull of all of them, as you can see, it made Mars generate a lot more ice for some reason, and look, Mars actually has lakes now. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, putting Mars in the habitable zone actually made it, well, have water on it. But as you can see, Earth's orbits seem to have got turned elliptical from Jupiter or one of the gas giants. And now Earth is like very elliptical and gets very far away from the sun. So yeah, we'd all be dead. Now we're going to see what happens when we launch a Tesla Roadster at the surface of Mars at the speed of light. Let's have a look. First thing I did here is went into add and went into all of these objects. Now I just selected a Tesla Roadster and aimed it at Mars. Now let's see what happens. Mars is obviously a lot bigger than a car, so I had to zoom in a lot. But as you can see, I wanted it to kind of point at its target. I don't know, I think that just looks cooler. But anyway, now we can just set its speed to light speed, obviously, while the game's paused. And let's see what happens when we... Oh my... Yep, it was pretty instant. Turns out the speed of light is actually kind of fast. But as you can see, this is theoretically impossible, obviously. But yeah, there's like a lot of rock hot stuff that's like spreading around the planet, and that is a big impact from just the car, as you can see there. Obviously it didn't do that much, but anyway. Now next question is, can we turn Earth into a black hole? So basically what I did here is I locked the mass of Earth and turned down its radius until it would collapse in on itself. I had to turn the Earth less than 1 centimeter big for it to finally become a black hole. But hey, obviously it's pretty dark and we can't really see much, so I added some nice gravitational lens. I've got no idea how they work, but hey, it looks cool. And hey, now we've got a nice yellow black hole that's less than 1 centimeter big. Yeah, here's a baseball in size comparison compared to it. But that's not the end of it. What I'm going to try and do now is crash this 1 centimeter large black hole that weighs the same amount as the Earth and crash it into Earth. And as you can see, yeah, Earth gets sucked in and, like, completely disappears. But now what I did is I made its mass 4,208 times the mass of the sun while keeping it less than 1 centimeter. And as you can see, it basically engulfs the entire solar system, unsurprisingly. But, yeah, hey, that was cool. Now, our next question is, what will happen if we combine all of the rocky planets together and crash them into the Earth? Will we survive? Well, let's find out. So I've launched all the rocky planets at Earth. As you can see, I put the moon in there for good measure too. But as you can see, the Venus and the moon and Mars are the first to crash in. And then Mercury, here it comes. Oh, I feel like a commentator or something. But anyway, the Earth is basically a large ball of fire. We might have survived. But basically what I'm going to do now is time warp a bunch of months and years to see if the Earth recovers. And as you can see, it's starting to cool down though. It's only a little bit hot, but as you can see, it's still quite hot. So I guess we'll time warp a bit more until it gets back to its normal temperature. And as you can see, it is now pretty much back to normal Not really. Basically, all of the continents are gone, and there's this like set of like cool ringed tropical island things, which I actually think are kind of cool. I mean, as you can see, I got into the surface. They look pretty nice. Obviously, it's quite pixelated. Universe Sandbox surfaces aren't as good as, let's say, Space Engine or whatever. But as you can see, Antarctica, is that Antarctica? I don't even know. But it's got like a thin layer of vegetation around it. That's kind of weird. But as you can see, those are like the only two continents of the planet. So we'd definitely have died from that initial explosion. But I guess new life could have formed. So hey, that's pretty cool. If you for some reason enjoyed this video and want to see more Universe Sandbox videos or KSP videos or Spaceflight Simulator videos or any other space games in general, make sure to watch more of my videos, I guess, if you want. But anyway, like and subscribe, but if you want. You don't have to. I'm not threatening you to. Just saying, you should really press that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one.